Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Ali and here I just talk to myself about books, and then someone, maybe you, may or may not watch this at a later date. So glad I remember the intro this time. So today is a bit of a special, do we call it episode? I don't really know, but it was my birthday yesterday. Woo! I will not be disclosing how old I am, mainly for like cyber safety, but also I refuse to. But anyways, yes, yesterday was my birthday. I grew a year older and I received some books, so I thought it would be a good time to do a birthday book haul. Let's get started. So first of all, I just want to say absolutely thank you so much to my family and friends and my partner for giving me all these lovely gifts. I'm always so appreciative and I never expect anything, but you know, the way to my heart is definitely a book, as you can see. So I'll get started with kind of like the smaller bits I got, and then I'll go through some of the books. So I will say that I did receive some actual physical copies of books. However, some of my friends have learned that it's a bit of like a bit of a danger game to try and buy me a book because I have so many already that the chances of picking something I've already either read or own are quite high. So I have also received a number of gift cards and I have started using some of them. So I did get a couple of Waterstones gift cards. I also got a national book token and I did use some of them already because I also had some left over from Christmas. But yes, and I will show you kind of the books I got with those. I also got this very cute bookmark. Can't ever have too many bookmarks, and this one's adorable. I think this is perfect for summer. I'll definitely be taking it with me when I go on holiday. I am not the biggest fan of jellyfish, having been stung by them numerous times. They do bloody hurt, but they are pretty to look at and I do love a bit of like watercolour type vibes. So there's that. I also got a little pin that says all I care about are snacks and like 3 people, which is very true. If you are in those 3, congratulations, you've made it. Not true, I do care about more people than 3. But maybe on like a rotation, I don't really know. And then I also got these really cute journal tabs, which you can use, I guess, to annotate books as well as, oh, I dropped one of them, as well as actually use for journaling. Oh no, I've got dog hairs everywhere. Okay, well, there's that. So these are like fantasy themed ones and they're really cute. So we've got like a sword, a rose, a dragon wing, we've got a dragon, some books and a snake, and yeah, they're just kind of like see-through tabs that you can stick on books. Oh my god, I need to stop dropping them. So yeah, those are really cute. And now to go through the books, but before I do that, I'm going to show you a present that my brother got me, which is, I think, really funny. I won't show you all of it because actually I don't want some of those pictures to be on the internet, but let me just grab that. So for those of you who don't yet know, and also it'll be obvious in this book haul as well, I am a big fan of BTS. I am ARMY, although I've never called myself that before, but I guess I am. I have been a fan of BTS for, gosh, I don't really know how long now. I want to say since like 2018, 2019, on and off. I say on and off. They weren't here for a number of years because of like COVID and going into the army, but anyway, so I do love BTS. I'm super excited about their new album. I managed to snag some tickets, so I will be going to see them in a couple of weeks and I literally cannot wait. And my brother, knowing that, decided to get me a shirt. Oh god, whoops. Anyway, sorry. My brother decided to get me a shirt with a BTS theme. So he got me this and it says, I love BTS, and my little head is in the midst of the 7 guys, which I love. But on the back it also says, but not as much as my little bro. And then there's like a bunch of photos of me and him from like childhood. and you know, up until recent years. So I will not be showing you those because some of them are horrific of me, but also my brother's face is all over this and I don't know that he wants his photo on the internet. But yeah, so that's quite a funny gift. I don't think I'll wear it in public, but definitely like a sleep shirt or to do like indoor fun stuff. That's there. And then also my mum got me a nice pair of Levi shorts ready for summer, which I'm very excited about. I do love Levi. I feel like they're jeans to last the ages, so yeah. Okay, so first I'll go through some of the gifts I got that are like actually book themed, and then I'll go through the books I got myself with vouchers that I was gifted. So first of all, my work friend got me a cute little book club journal, and anyone that knows me knows I am notorious for using these. I have literally a pile of journals up there that I have never used because I'm scared of ruining them. However, this one is very cute and I'm thinking to maybe use it for actual book club. So I am in a number of book clubs. I'm in 2 Waterstone book clubs. There's a work book club and there's also a friend book club that I do with my friends from uni. And I think instead of like having the pressure of, because I do read quite fast sometimes, I can, you know, have months where I'll maybe read like 1 or 2 books because I'm in a slump, but there's other months when I read quite a few. And I think trying to keep on top of them all in writing, when I'm also like using Fable and Storygraph and doing reviews on there, it can be quite hard. So if I just use this for books I read during the various book clubs, I think I'll be more consistent with it, and also it'll just be a good like mismatch of various genres that maybe I wouldn't otherwise explore, so I can refer back to them as well. So I really love this. It is so cute. It's got like already designed pages in it, which is helpful, and yeah, hopefully I can start filling it out as of next month. And then same work friend also got me, knows me so well, this very cute Japanese translated fiction book. This is The Lantern of Lost Memories by Sanaka Hiragi. I don't think I've read any books by this author before, and if I have, I don't recall, but it does sound like right up my street, to be honest. So I do love Japanese translated fiction. I love like cozy magical realism type fantasy, magical realism, cutesy stuff. So this sounds good. If you could relive one day of your life, which would it be? Mr. Hirasaka's photography studio offers you exactly that chance, nestled in the mountains between this world and the next. You will explore the collection of photos of your life, from good days, bad days, the ordinary in-between days, and choose your most cherished to spin and glimmer in a beautiful Japanese lantern, a light to guide you onwards. But some of these photos, like our memories, have faded with time. With Mr. Hirasaka, you will return to one day to take a brand new photograph of a special memory you never want to forget. In this beautifully moving and compassionate tale, Sanaka Hiragi introduces us to 3 guests of Mr. Hirasaka's studio, each with their own story to tell and a treasured moment they want to remember forever. So it's very like Before the Coffee Gets Cold coded, but it's based in a photography studio, which sounds really cute as well, to be fair. But yeah, I love this type of book and I'm very excited to read it. Next, my brother also got me, and this has been on my list for a long time, a copy of Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies by Heather Fawcett. I've heard literally nothing but good things about this series and I've been meaning to pick it up for so long, but I have such a long backlog of books to read that are already in my house that I was like, maybe I'll just refrain from buying yet another series. But you know, if someone else bought it for me, then that doesn't count. So yes, here we have the first book in the trilogy. This was kind of like everywhere when it came out, maybe like a couple of years ago now. I don't even know when it was published. I feel like it's been everywhere forever. But so we have Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies, Emily Wilde's Map of the Otherlands, and then Emily Wilde's Compendium of Lost Tales. That's kind of the trilogy. And again, this is kind of like a cozy, I want to say like fantasy with a hint of romance, and it's all very kind of like woodsy fairy type vibes. Emily Wilde is good at many things. She is the foremost expert on the study of fairies. She's a genius scholar and a meticulous researcher who's writing the world's first encyclopedia of fairy lore. But Emily Wilde is not good with people. So when she arrives in the hardscrabble village of I don't even know how to pronounce that. Like, what? Frafsnik? Maybe. Emily has no intention of befriending the Gruff town folks, nor does she care to spend time with another new arrival, her dashing and insufferably handsome academic rival Wendell Bamblebee. But as Emily gets closer to uncovering the secrets of the Hidden Ones, the most elusive of all fairies, she also finds herself on the trail of another mystery. Who is Wendell Bumblebee, and what does he really want? To find the answer, she'll have to unlock the greatest mystery of all, her own heart. So again, another really exciting one. I feel these are all quite good to like read in summer, because I feel like maybe they're like lower stakes than books I've been reading recently, which might be quite good. Cool. And then my partner, so he has, as I've said before, we are going to be moving house, hopefully if everything goes through, no one falls out the chain completes all okay, etc. And I will be getting rid of these white bookshelves because I want some like wood coloured ones. I'll probably just get some like, because also these aren't Billy bookshelves, they're like the smaller version. This one's a Billy. But these ones here are like a smaller version of it. So I would like to get some like wood coloured ones that we can put in the new house once we eventually move. So I've just asked him to like wait and just get me some bookshelves when we've eventually moved, which he said he will do. So that's kind of going to be my main gift, but that will be many months from now when we've moved. But in the meantime, he couldn't like hold back, and he did get me a box set of a series that I've really been looking forward to reading because I've heard very good things. It's like grimdark. I've heard like literally nothing but good things, and this is The Lies of Loch Lamora by Scott Lynch, or the Gentleman's Bastard sequence. So that is The Lies of Loch Lamora, Red Seas Under Red Skies, and then The Republic of Thieves, all by Scott Lynch. I have been meaning to read this for a long time, but again, same issue with Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. I didn't want to pick up yet another series when I have so many on my backlist I already physically own. However, because someone else got it for me, then that's okay. Oh, I do love the smell of new books. So the Thorn of Camor is said to be an unbeatable swordsman, a master thief, a friend to the poor, and a ghost that walks through walls. Slightly built and barely competent with a sword, Loch Lamora is, much to his annoyance, the fabled Thorn. And while Loch does indeed steal from the rich, who else would it be worth stealing from, the poor never see a penny. All of Loch's gains are strictly for himself and his tight-knit band of thieves, the Gentleman Bastards. The capricious, colourful underworld of the ancient city of Camor is the only home they've ever known. But now a clandestine war is threatening to tear it apart. Caught up in a murderous game, Loch and his friends are suddenly struggling just to stay alive. So yeah, this sounds really good. And I've heard that it's like a very, very unlikable character, and I love an unlikable character. If you know anything about me, you'll know I love that. Okay, so next are the books that I picked up for myself, but using gift vouchers. So technically these are also gifts. So first of all, nobody judge me, but also, I don't care if you do, I did get this book. So this is The Seven Fates, Chaco. This is a novel that was created, I think it was originally a webtoon actually, by Hype, who are the label that BTS are signed with, and they've made it into a novel as well. I think this was released last year in 2025, and it's essentially a fantasy book with each character based on one of the members of BTS, but they aren't actually BTS within this, but they have like similar characteristics, etc. Also, I love this because it's literally just got like photos of them throughout the book, but I am very excited to read this. I hope it's good. I've heard good things, but also I've heard good things mainly from like BTS fans, so there may be a little bit biased, I don't really know, but quite excited to read this, and I do love all the photography within it as well, which is quite cool. I'm thinking it'll be something like K-pop Demon Hunters. So one day, Ziha wakes up in a hospital with no memory of how he got there. Retracing his steps, he stumbles upon a terrible truth. The city is under attack by otherworldly monsters called the Bem, and at the centre of it all is Ziha himself. But thankfully he does not stand alone. He soon crosses paths with other young men he feels a mysterious connection to. The 7 hunters, seemingly brought together by fate, vow to fight to the last breath. But as the battle grows more and more desperate, they begin to realise that Burma invasion has just the tip of the iceberg. Yeah, I'm going to enjoy this. Okay, next, I actually went to a book event on Friday, which I'll tell you about in another video, but there were 3 authors there. So we had Fonda Lee, A.S. Tamaki, and then also we had Mina Ikamoto Ghosh, which is the author of this book. So I did treat myself to a copy of this because I have heard good things about it and I have been meaning to read it, and also since the author was there, why not? And I got it signed and dedicated, which is really cool. This is the first book, I think, in a trilogy, so I am going to be keeping an eye out on that. So this is Bad Luck is Her Curse, Vengeance is Her Business, The Body Comes to Her. Hio Hakai is a hellmaker, a creator of artisan hells and unlucky days to inflict upon your worst enemies. Already sold. When a demon destroys her village, she and her brother flee to Onogoro, an island where the gods of Hio's land live amongst humans. The Hellmaker's hereditary curse, however, won't allow Hio to settle in quietly. Hio is curse-bound to investigate the deaths that come her way and find commissioners to avenge them. As she's pulled deeper into a tangled web of ends and secrets, Hio must navigate the intricate rules of Onogoro's gods without becoming their pawn. She's quickly realised that murderers and gods have one thing in common. They'll always think they can get away with it. At least that was before Hio arrived. So I think this is going to be YA or even like younger, but hopefully it'll be fun. And as I said, I did treat myself. Not. Another book I picked up is this one. My partner recommended this when we went around Waterstones. He said I should definitely read this. This is by the same author who did The Road, which is kind of like a post-apocalyptic zombie-ish type book. But this is called Blood Meridian by Cormac McCarthy. Apparently one of the best books ever written. If you like that kind of like hostile, post-apocalyptic horror type vibe, and I do, so I'm very excited to pick this up, although I might wait until it's like not summer. Although saying that, the weather here is disgusting, so why not? So through the hostile landscape of the Texas-Mexico border wanders the kid, a 14-year-old Tennessian who, after an encounter with the mysterious and terrifying Judge Holden, is quickly swept up in the relentless tide of blood that attended America's western expansion. An unforgettable American classic of savagery, depravity, Blood Meridian is both brilliant subversion of the Western and one of the definitive examples of the form. Oh, so it's like a Western. Okay, cool. Even cooler. Anyway, really excited to pick this up because I have heard very good things from numerous people now at this point, and all I needed was like one tiny push to just buy it. I then also... influenced by my partner, I picked up a Warhammer Age of Sigmar book. So as you guys know, I have read a few Warhammer books and I've actually really enjoyed them, and I also have another couple to read that are still within the Horus Heresy series. This is a series after that, so this is called the Age of Sigmar. Hey buddy, you okay? I know, it's warm, isn't it? We were in Zum Zums, but it was too warm. Sorry, the dog is here. I don't know if you can see him. There he is. I know. I'll go to your bed. I'll be downstairs in a second. We'll go in front of the fan. You got stinky breath. But anyway, yes, so I picked up a copy of this, which is God Eater's Son by Noah Van... Oh, I never know how to pronounce this. Kill me. But anyway, so that's the name. I'm not going to butcher it. This is a series that happens like after Horus Heresy, but it's still within like the 40k universe, I believe. And I was recommended by my partner to pick this one up. This is kind of the first, if you're going to start with any of them for Age of Sigmar, he said this is the one to start with. Do I read the back? Because I feel like nothing will make sense to me. Nothing will make sense to you either. Basically, Warhammer is a tabletop like combat game where you have like little figurines, etc. But they've also got like a bunch of lore-inspired books. And when I say a bunch, I mean like hundreds. and I really like them. It's like pure grimdark, and when I say grimdark I mean literally nobody is good. There is not a good thing that happens on this earth. Everybody dies, it's awful, it's horrific. I say earth, there are all these planets and stuff as well. It is space-based fantasy, so it's not sci-fi, but it is really, really fun. And I honestly did judge it a little bit because I was like, oh, Warhammer, but actually when I read these 3 books up here, so the first kind of trilogy within the Horus Heresy, I ended up absolutely loving them, and now I'm a little bit hooked, and I will be continuing on with the Horus Heresy and also starting with Age of Sigmar. So there's that one. And then last but not least, I read a really lovely book last year. I say lovely, it was kind of, again, a little bit like a ragtag band of misfits goes off on a quest type vibe, called The Clockwork Boys, which I have somewhere, but where? Anyway, I think it's up there. Anyway, so The Clockwork Boys is the first in a duology. So I obviously picked up the second book here, which is The Wonder Engine by T. Kingfisher. I've really, really enjoyed everything I've read by T. Kingfisher, and they also write like so many slightly different genres and different like stories. So a lot of it's kind of like weird horror stuff, and then there's this duology which I'm enjoying thoroughly. So I, as I said, picked up The Clockwork Boys. I want to say, was it last year? I've literally lost all concepts of time and space. Like, I have no idea when anything happened, especially because this year has been wow. But yeah, I really, really enjoyed the first book, and I wanted to continue on with the duology and know what happens at the end. Sadly, this one doesn't have sprayed edges like the first one does, but I'm sure it will be worth it, and I do really like this type of book, so I'm quite excited. Let me just read you the blurb because I cannot remember it enough to describe it. So yeah, here we have The Clockwork Boys. So when Forger Slate is convicted of treason, she faces a death sentence, but her unique gift for sniffing out magic, literally, earns her a reprieve of sorts. Along with a formerly demon-possessed paladin named Caliban, her murderous ex-lover, and an irritating sexist scholar, Slate sets off on a mission to learn about the Clockwork Boys, deadly mechanical soldiers from a neighbouring kingdom who have been terrorising the lands. If they succeed, rewards and pardons await, but they must survive a long journey through enemy territory to reach Anarchit City, and Slate has her own reasons to dread returning to her former home. Slate and her crew aren't the first to be sent on this mission. None of their predecessors have returned, and Slate can't help but feel that they've exchanged one death sentence for another. Her increasing closeness to Caliban isn't helping matters. For the first time in a long while, Slate might actually care about surviving. So yeah, really excited to kind of finish off this duology, and I think I will really love it. Obviously I won't read the blurb of the second one because I don't want to spoil anything for myself or for you, but yes, so that's my little birthday book haul. I do have now like so many book vouchers to spend. When I'll be doing that I'm not 100% sure yet, but I'm sure I will eventually go on like a little book binge buying spree thing and take all those vouchers with me, which will be cool. But yes, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked it, please do hit the like button, and if you would like to see more, please do subscribe, and I'll see you soon.